That's it. Good morning, YouTube family. Well, here we are on this nice, beautiful day of Thursday. Just look at it. It's a wonderful day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and not a cloud in the sky. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a beautiful day. And I love it. And I know I like waking up refreshing. I like waking up refreshing this beautiful day we're having. I like to wake up and feel the fresh start of the beautiful day we're having. But now, as you want to know what you guys wanted to talk about? Cause shoot, man, I can't wait to get started with this day. Hey, what's up, Colton? What's up, Colton? Well, I'm looking at this beautiful day that we're having. Like I said, the sun is shining, the birds are singing, and not a cloud in the sky. You know what I'm saying, Colton? Oh, I had I had to hop on my bus in a little. I'll be sure to tune in soon. Okay, Danger Chris, Danger Gamer Chris, what's up? Oh, wait a minute. Did I ever tell you the story about the little girl who was murdered by her father? Well, come back in the house. Let me tell you. Oh, Chopper, let's go inside, Chopper. Hey, 4K. Shishi, what's up? Thank you. Oh, make sure we are come in my live stream. Always make sure you hit that like button. Oh, guys, come on. Excuse me, fan. Could you shut up for a minute? Thank you. Right there. Now, guys, did I? So, who wants to hear? Who wants to hear a story? So, guys, do you want to hear a story? All right. Okay. All right. This is a story about the. This here is a story about the little girl who was killed by her, who was killed by her father, who was killed by her own father. Yeah, this is a story about the little girl who was killed by her own father. And do you know her name? Okay, you're going to share this? Okay, but let me tell you this story. Do you guys know her name? Oh, what's her name? Her name is Judith Eva Barsi. Yep, yep. Her name is Judith Eva Barsley. She was a She was a child. She was America's child actress of the 1980s. Okay, Judith Barsi. So during her, once upon a time, during Judith's career, Maria Barsi, that's her mom, began grooming her daughter to become an actress. At and at the age 5, she was discovered at the skating rink. Barsi's first role was Fatal Vision, played by Kimberly McDonald. She went on she went on to appear in more than 70 commercials and guest roles on television. That's amazing. As well as her career in television, she appeared in several films, including Jaws: The Revenge, and provided a voice of Ducky in The Land Before the Time and Anne Marie on All Dogs Go to Heaven. Well, thank you, John. Now I'm telling the story about the little girl who was killed by her dad. Okay, it says here, okay, by the time she started fourth grade, Barsi was earning an estimate $100,000 a year. Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a little child, isn't it? Which helped her family buy a three-bedroom house, which helped her which buy helped her family buy a three-bedroom house in West Hill, Los Angeles. That's in California. As she was short for her age, she stood 3 feet and 8 inches at age 10. Excuse me, woman. Yep, at age 10, she began receiving a hormone injection at at UCLA to encourage her growth. Her pettiness leads casting directly to cast her as a child that were younger than her actual age. Her agent, Ruth Hansen, was quoted in the Los Angeles Times as saying that when she was 10, she was still playing 7.8. Okay, here it is. Barsi, as Barsi's career success increased, Joseph Barsi, Joseph Barsi, that's her dad, that's her dad, an alcoholic, became increasingly angry and would routinely threatens to hurt himself, his wife, and his daughter. His drinking leads to three arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. In December 1986, Maria reported his threats and physical violence towards the police. Good job, woman. After the police found no physical signs of abuse, she decided not to press charge against him. After the incident, police reported the stupid vibration. There we go. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, oh yeah. After the incident with the police, Joseph reportedly stopped drinking but continued to threaten Maria and Judith. His 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 various threats include cutting her throat as well as burning down the house. He also reportedly hid a telegram informing Maria and related in Hungary as dead. In the attempt to prevent her from leaving the United States with Judith, the physical violence continued, with Barsi telling a friend that her father threw a pan at her resulting in a nosebleed. What kind of father is that? As a result of his abuse, Barsi began gaining weight and exhibited disturbing behavior such as plucking her eyelashes out and pulling the cat's whiskers. In May 1988, after breaking down in front of Hansen, Barsi was taken by Maria to a child's physiologist. Physiologist. I know that's crazy right there. Who identified several physical and emotional abuse and reported her finding a child protective service. Yeah, the investigation was dropped after Maria assured the caseworkers that she intended to begin the divorce proceeding against Joseph, and that she and Judith were going to move into a Panorama City apartment. She had recently rented a daytime cabin from him. Maria's friend urged her to follow through with the plan, but she hesitated through her fear losing the family's home and belongings. I'm sure they had. I mean, shoot, Judith wasn't safe there, so they had to move her. She wasn't safe there. In July 26, phone call with Hansen, Joseph stated he's intending to leave the home permanently and saying goodbye to his daughter. Police stated that sometimes between July 24th through 27th, Joseph shot Barsi in the head while she was sleeping and then killed Maria. Following their death, Joseph doused their body with gasoline and set them on. Joseph doused, that means pour. Or wet their body. Yeah, or wet their body with gasoline and set them in the house on fire. Then shot himself in the head with the .32 caliber pistol on August 9, 1988. Barsi and her mother were interred at the Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Los Angeles. Aftermath. Barsi's final film was All Dogs Go to Heaven, which provides a speaking voice for Anne Marie. It was released in November 1989, and interviewed Don Bluth, the director of both The Land Before Time and All Dogs Go to Heaven, praised her as beginning absolutely astonishing. She understands the verbal directions even with the most sophisticated situation. Blunt stated he featured her extensively in the future production. The close credit song Love Survives was dedicated in her memories. You see, she was an innocent little child. That father has no right to be. But you know what? That father right there, he was kind of jealous of her. That father right there, she was kind of jealous. Oh, hi, Miss Charlene. I was just telling the others a story about Judith Barsi. And here she is. This is Judith Barsi, the sweet, innocent little angel who was killed by her own dad. It's so sad to see people. It's so sad to see kids die young like that. But it's sad that her mama, and it's sad that her mama was, and it's sad that her mama was dead too. But on the bright side, but hey, on the bright side, thanks to what's up there in heaven, thanks to them, Judith's father couldn't hurt her anymore. But really, thanks to God, thanks to him, her father couldn't hurt her anymore. But trust me, they're in a safe place. Her, Judith, and Maria. Thank you, Shishi, for coming. But Shishi, on the bright thing is, but hey, thanks to the Lord, thanks to God, Judith's father couldn't hurt her anymore. I know she was so young. She is so beautiful. Yes, she's a sweet, innocent child. She died at age. It says she died at age 10. And as for father, he was sent down there. He was sent down there. Well, good riddance to her father. Am I right? I mean, good riddance to her father. Am I right? Yep. It is. That is what he get for trying to kill his own daughter. That is what he get for killing his own daughter. Oh, hi, Chopper. But hey, one thing, guys, listen. If you come up to like a sick, listen. If you ever, listen, like Judith's father, like Judith's family, if you guys ever come to a situation like that, make sure you. If you're a wife and you're married to abusive, and you're married to abusive, to the abuse, to a husband that is abusive, make sure you tell somebody what happened before something get worse. Like call the police on him. Cause shoot, like on the Full House, Charles, he was abused by his dad. Like they moved to a foster family. So yep, they took him away from his home. I mean, they had to take him out of the house. He wasn't safe. Excuse me. He wasn't safe there. Like this, Charles and her father needed help, and now they're gonna get it. Cause listen, the wife, she did the right thing. But as for Stephanie, she did the right thing. Thanks to Stephanie, Charles' father couldn't hurt him anymore. And you're all wondering, what makes his why was his father so mean? I say, well, I don't know what make Charles' father so mean, but it's a very lousy situation. Like Judith's dad, Joseph Barsi. It's a very lousy situation, a very scary situation. But that day, Joseph was starting to get a little jealous. And you know something, God don't like jealousy. Because jealousy could also be like a sin. Because my mother says that you can't be so jealous with your own family member. You just gotta you just gotta show. You just gotta roll along with it before it makes you angry. Like spend some time with your family and all. Don't just sit there and get upset. Preach the good words, Miss Shirley. Thank you. And thanks to the Lord, thanks to God, Judith's father couldn't hurt his daughter or his wife anymore. One thing, two of them are in a better place. Yep, two of them are in a better place. When they had a memorial service, they were sent up to heaven. Hey, two of them are innocent. But as for her father, guilty. Joseph was very guilty. So he done sent him straight down there. Yeah, straight down to hell. Yeah, I'm telling you, he was sent straight down to hell. What's up? What's up, Tyler? Hey, I was just telling people about what happened to Judith Barsi. If you don't know her, this is the This is the little girl, Judith Barsi, who died at age 10. Yep, this is the little girl who was killed by her father back in 1988. 1988. She died at age 10 from getting shot. She was shot by her dad while she was asleep. What kind of father is that? I'm really, what kind of father is he? If he is a great father, he would have been happy for his daughter. Hey, shoot, if Joseph was a great father, he would have been very happy for his daughter. And plus, he only cares about himself. Yeah, he only cares about himself. He hated how she'd been making more money. She hated how much money she'd been making. He made fun of how she did. He threw a pot at her. He disrespected his wife. He was doing pots and pans at her, disrespecting his wife. And he bleeded her nose. He didn't seem sorry. So guys, tell me, what kind of father is that? I know. It is a shame that their child had to die so young. Good morning, ATL Shawty. Oh, ATL Shawty. Let me tell you something. Do you know this little girl? Oh. Well, ATL Shawty, I was just telling these people. Looks like he killed himself and his wife and his daughter. Yes, he did. ATL, that's Judith Barsi. Her name's Judith Barsi, who died at age 10 by her father. I was just telling these people like this. Her father became extremely jealous of her, how she'd been getting on TV commercials and TV screens. And she's been making and for estimated, she earned like $100,000 for a year. That's a lot of money for a little child, isn't it? Yeah, that's a lot of money for a little child, isn't it? I know, it's very sad. Lady Big D, thank you for sharing. It's so sad. I know. And you're welcome, and thank you for coming. When you get a chance, Destiny did a video for Big Mama. Okay, okay, okay. But now, like I was saying, her mother name is Maria, and her father name is Joseph, Mr. and Mrs. Barsi. So tell me this, what kind of father is he? So if he is a great father, he would be very proud for his daughter. Tell you, if he was a great father, he would be very proud of his daughter. Like she was only for her, she was only trying to help out. She was only trying to help out the family. And that's very, very sweet of her. And I'm telling you guys, it is very, very sweet of her to do it. You know what I mean? Yep, it's very sweet of her. But instead, her father still threatens to kill her, himself, and his wife. But one thing, no matter how much they try to move somewhere, her father was still driving. Judith and her mother tried to escape from that man, but they couldn't. So but I think that he followed them. So yeah, that's how the mom. So that's when how the mom, her father. That's when her mom and her daughter then unpacked their things and left. And then she got a divorce with him. Yep, she unpacked her things and left. I mean, they had to. They had to leave. She wasn't safe there. If she still lived, she would be in her 50s. Yes, she was. Yes, she would be still alive. No, wait, when you're in the 70s, she'd be like in her 40s. No, actually, she was born in the 70s, so she would be like 40 years old. Then, when the years pass, she'll be 50. Oh, hey guys, it's Deaf Tierra. You see, Deaf Tierra, she speaks sign language. It's for people who can't hear. It's for another way for people can communicate with one another. So Tierra. Yep, Deaf Tierra. Yeah, she is really deaf. She said yes, sign language. You see, I speak a little sign language. I speak a little sign language. I've been learning from my mom. I've been learning from my mom. Cause shoot, I got some friends who are deaf. You see, my friends are deaf because their ears don't work. Okay, Tierra says she was born deaf, and she was she said she was born deaf, and she had tiny hole. She had a tiny hole. My heart murmur. Hey Raymond, what's up, Raymond? I was telling, I just I just told people the story about whatever happened to Judith Barsi. You see, this is Judith Barsi right here. She was killed by her. She was killed. She was killed by her own father. Yes, she was killed by her own father. Because, shoot, his father was jealous. Her father was jealous. You see, her father was extremely jealous of her. No matter how much his daughter and his wife tried, and her wife and her mother tried to move somewhere, so they moved to another apartment. What had this world come to? That's what I'm saying. What had this world? Why is the world coming to which killing with his father, who's killing his own daughter? So Raymond, tell me, what kind of father is that? And as for Joseph, he done doused that is poor. He done doused their body. He done doused their body. That means throw them with a body of gas. And as I'm telling you, it's extremely sad. It was extremely sad that the world never get to meet that sweet little angel. Yeah, if he was a great father, he would be very happy for his daughter. But instead, he only cares about himself. He hated her to be on TV. He hated her to be on TV. And as for her, she done earned an estimate like $100,000 a year. Wow. That's a lot of money for a little child, isn't it? I mean, that's a lot of money for a little child, isn't it, Raymond? And she was only trying to, and for her, she was only trying to help out the family. Beginning at age 5, she began her career on television. But I'm telling you, as for all three of them died. But well, 2 of them died peacefully. But as for her father, he done got his gun and killed and shot himself. And he shot himself in the head. Then after that day has gone, he was never seen again. But well, Judith, she was on that show called Punky Brewster. Yeah, Judith was on a guest star of the show Punky Brewster. Oh yeah, you heard about her, did you? You heard about the little girl, did you? Well, it's not Full House. She wasn't on Full House. She was on a show called Punky Brewster. But one thing only. But one thing, Raymond, one thing only. I mean, the wrong girl you were talking about is Jodie Sweden, not Judith was on Full House. Judith was not on Full House. Jodie Sweden was on Full House, and her like Candace Cameron and Michelle Tanner, aka Ashley and Mary Kate, the Oswin twin sisters. But one thing, Raymond, thanks to God, thanks to him, thanks to God and thanks to him, Judith's father couldn't hurt her anymore. Yeah, Judith's father couldn't hurt her his daughter or his wife anymore. But but one thing, two of them are in a better place. But as for Judith's father, he was sent straight down to hell. He was sent straight down to hell. Well, good riddance of her father, huh, Raymond? But one thing, good riddance of her father served him right for that served him right for not being a good dad. And and yet, do you know why they had to? And do you know why they had to take some kids? Do you know why they had to take some of the kids out of the house today? And yeah, guys, do you know why they had to take some of these kids out of the house today? Like take some of the kids away from their abusive abusive parents? I mean, they had to. You see, they have to. They wasn't safe there. Shoot, a family killing her own son or daughter is a lousy situation. But trust me, when you do the right thing, it was the right thing to do. You see, when you do the right thing, you feel good about yourself. I know you'll feel disappointed, but it is what it is. Boy, it is sure sad about that. Very sad that some of these kids get to live with their dad who's like extremely jealous. But one thing, but one thing, God is God is gonna take good care of you. So he's telling you when to move out. So he tells you when it's time to move out of the house and find a new place. Yep, and find a new place. So that way his abusive wife or dad couldn't hurt the child. Yep, couldn't hurt the child. And plus, guys, I wish my live stream, I wish, live stream for my YouTube. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. It'll come. But one thing and one thing only. I'm just so glad that I'm so glad that two of them are in a better place up there. And the Lord is keeping them safe up there. Yet thanks to God, thanks to him, Judith's father couldn't hurt her anymore. No, Judith's father couldn't. Yeah, yeah, that's what I said. Judith's father couldn't hurt her anymore. Hurt him and his wife. Hey, soulless trench coach. Hey, you're the wiser guy. Do you know this little girl? That was Judith Barsi, who was killed by her own dad. I was just telling some people about what happened to her. Boy, I'm telling you, things could be very scary. Like I'm telling you, homicide is very scary in this world. Homicide is very scary in this world that we're living in. But one thing, God has got you covered. Because remember what I said. Anytime, any place, God is on the case. The girl that's voiced by Dougie and the girl from All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yep, you got it. That's right, Soulish. That's Judith Barsi, the voice of Ducky, and Anne Marie and a girl named Anne Marie and All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yeah. You know about her, did you? Yeah, trench coach, you know about her, don't you? But it's just so sad to see how you can say that again. That her dad said her dad was extremely jealous of her. Yep, her dad was extremely jealous of her. Because she was only trying to help out the family. And plus she earned an estimated for $100,000 a year. Wow. That's a lot of money for a little girl. Isn't it? Boy, it's so sad about the world that we're living in today. But one thing, soulless, one thing only. Thanks to the Lord, thanks to God, the child's father couldn't hurt her or his wife anymore. But thanks to them, they're both in a better, safer place. Yeah, they're both in a safer place. Reminds me of Sylvia Likens' case. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it served her father, and as for Joseph, he was sent down there in hell. He's sent straight down there in hell. Good riddance of her dad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, good riddance of her father. And plus, he killed himself. He shot himself in the head with a pistol. And you know, God don't like suicide. Because suicide is the biggest sin for him. Because when you commit suicide, you're betraying God. Yeah, when you commit suicide, you're betraying God. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're betraying God when you commit suicide. And plus, suicide will get you nowhere, but sent straight down to hell. But it's so sad about how these people are doing now, committing suicide. Man, Suicide is a very scary thing. Yeah, committing suicide is very scary. They're gonna end up down there. If they're gonna do that, they need to be smart. They need to be smart. Continue living. Continue living until it's time to go home. You know what I'm saying, brother? Continue living till it's time to go home. Man, what is going on with this world today? Man, what is going on with this world today? I don't know what's going on with the world that we're living in today. But hey, it usually turned out good, but now it's like turning out dangerous. But still, it turned out very dangerous. Boy, jealous of her own daughter? Jealous of his own daughter? What kind of stupid father is that? And for real, what kind of stupid father is that? And I know it's crazy now. Cause shoot, it's not cause it's not her and her mama's fault. Shoot, it's not her and her mama's fault. Cause shoot, it's not her. Shoot, you don't have to like for Joseph, you don't have to kill your daughter. It's not it's not her fault that she started a career. And plus, she's a very good child actress. And a very nice, sweet, innocent little girl. And that's the most important thing she tried. And as for her, after you know, he be doing and Jill and she and just has been throwing pots and in the kitchen he been throwing pots and pans and other objects in her face and cause her a nosebleed. If if he done threw pots and pans at her in her face and got caused her a nosebleed. So Maria had to take her to the child physiologist. Physiologist. Yeah, that's the kind of doctor who works for kids. Yeah, but that's the kind of doctor who works for kids. And pediatrician is another doctor who works for kids too. Yeah, pediatrician is a doctor who works for kids. For one thing and one thing only. But yeah, her father was a rotten egg the whole time. If he was a great father, he would have loved his daughter. He would have loved his daughter to death. But Maria, she loves her daughter to death. Cause shoot, Obviously, he hates her. He obviously he hates her. Cause what he is being what Joseph is. He is being a coward, and if he won't say it, then his wife will. Imagine if his wife talked to him. She said like this: "No, you're being a coward, and if you won't say it, then I will." So here it is. So here it is, Joseph. Ready? We're done. We're through. I'm sure why he got to be so jealous of his daughter in this first place. Joseph, the one who only cares about himself. Yeah, Joseph is the one who cares about himself. And by the way, it is so sad that how these kids are living in this world today, like getting hurt by her, getting killed by their abusive dads, getting hurt by their own abusive dads. And you know what else? After that, when Judith, after that, when Judith grew, she began to start gaining weight. Yeah, she began to gain weight. But one thing, we are happy that she's free. One thing, we are very happy that she's free. Her and her mom, they're both free from him. They're now they're now living better up there, peaceful, singing up there too. Yeah, I bet they're up there singing together too. So the moral of that story is, whenever you see some trouble with the kid, whenever you see trouble with the kids, make sure you ask them some questions. So that way we can help solve their problem. Yeah, and remember guys, but and that, my friend, was the story of Judith Barsi. Sylvia Likens was a young girl whose parents couldn't take care of her, so they paid this lady named Jiro to take care of her with the payment. But when the payment didn't come fast enough, Jiro tortured Sylvia. Oh man, that is so upsetting. So remember, guys, the moral of the story is, whenever you see what happens to the kids, make sure you ask them lots and lots of questions. Make sure you ask them some questions so that way you can help solve the problem. Mm-hmm. Yep. Keep asking lots and lots of questions. So that way, if you did, none of that wouldn't happen. But yep, they're okay. Yep, but Judith's mom and her, they're both okay. They're both up there safe in heaven now. But we are very, very happy that they did. Begged for forgiveness and was released. Man, it is so, dude, soulless. I'm telling you, dude, soulless. I'm telling you, it's so sad about how these kids are living with these parents today. And I'm telling you, it is very, very sad. But one thing, on Full House, Charles confessed to Stephanie about why he's been in a bad mood because his father keep on hurting her. So Stephanie promised not to tell, but Uncle Jesse forced her to tell what happened. When you see how sad she looks, but when he called a child care, they done took Charles out of the house and they put him with the foster family. And yep, they put him with the foster family. I mean, shoot, they have. And Stephanie asked why they had to take him out of the house, and Uncle Jesus said, "Shoot, he has to. He wasn't safe there. He has to. They had to take him out of the house. Otherwise, he wasn't safe there." Look, you see, Charles and his father needed help. And now they're gonna get it. But one thing for Stephanie, she did the right thing. Yeah, she did the right thing because it was the right thing to do. But yep, thanks to Stephanie, thanks to her, Charles' father couldn't hurt her anymore. I'm telling you, yep, like stuff like that is a very lousy situation. A very lousy situation. But one thing, we are very blessed that she did the right thing. Cause hey, it was the right thing to do. Cause if you didn't tell, life it's gonna be very scary for these kids. Mm-mm-mm. It's so heartbreaking, very heartbreaking. But yep, my dog. We are very happy. We are very happy that the childs are safe now. But well, guys, sometimes the world's scary monsters and our most well dressed, well spoken have the nicest smile. Well, true. But well, guys, I'm about to go turn off the stream now, cause I got some stuff to do. But hey, thank you all for coming. But remember, guys. When you see some problems, make sure you ask lots and lots of. But one thing, guys. when something like that, when you see things happen like that, make sure you ask them lots and lots of questions, so that way things wouldn't go wrong. But there's some 3 previous videos that you haven't seen yet. But yep, just remember, guys, keep asking lots and lots of questions about what's going on with their child. See you later, guys. Peace.